Johnny Moyers here on the right-hand side. Camaro. Steve Castle left side. First of 3 qualifying attempts for our Magna Fuel Top Sportsman machines. Travis Butler, the Peninsula Automotive Corvette, here on the right-hand side of the racetrack, and the House of Payne Chevy 2 with Richard Payne behind the wheel. .437 for Travis. Richard goes through at a 581. Mike Badia on the left-hand side. Jeff Simmons here on the right-hand side. Mike Badia, left-hand side. Keep in mind the top 16 times. We'll move on to the elite side. Simmons flirts with that elite side of things. See if he can get it done right here this afternoon. Not going to happen if he has some sort of issue. Badia goes down through there to 439, 158, but issues for Jeff Simmons. Joe Robachek, Keith Floyd, our next pair out. Floyd behind the wheel of this beautiful Corvette here on the right-hand side of the racetrack. Joe Robachek, tough competitor here in the Top Sportsman category. Looks like he's having some trouble with the shifter inside the machine. Son Chevy. Looking on, trying to get him lined up. B. 164 for you to say. Bruce Thrift, left side of the racetrack. The Color Me Gone GTO out of Waycross, Georgia. Usually an elite player, so if things go right for Bruce right here, he should dip down in the 3-second zone. Bruce Thrift is going to roll through the beams. Not what he was looking for. Of course, when he did that and the timer started, it goes to 575. 437 over here on the right-hand side. Mark Reese here on the right-hand side. That new paint scheme from Lucard's Custom Paints. Power plant underneath the hood scoop of that Mustang. He is your defending world champion. The back half top sportsman. And Brian LaFlamme on the left-hand side. The big stuff. Total Power Management 67 Ford Mustang. An elite player there on the left-hand side. Of course, I just said that about Bruce Thrift. He had some issues. Hopefully LaFlamme can go A to B. And not going to happen for LaFlamme either. Reese has his own set of issues. They're both going to coast through. 529 to a 645. Hot conditions out there today. Track temperatures are getting up there. 84 degrees out there today with the sun beating on the racetrack. Glenn Butcher backs up on the left side of the racetrack. Your defending world champion on the elite side of Top Sports with that Albert-powered Camaro. Doug Ferris here on the right-hand side. Butcher's on one here. Watch the scoreboards. 382, 196 miles an hour. Put Glenn Butcher to the top of the charts. 456 for Doug on the right-hand side. Seth Garrison, the Duster on the left-hand side with the Sonny's power plant underneath the hood. Thunderbolt here on the right-hand side. Pro Charge machine. Trey Garrison. I think they're brothers. Seth runs one of the other cars. Unfortunately for the Thunderbolt, he rolls the tree. That was his qualifying attempt here in Q1. 437 for Trey at 161 miles an hour. Great pass for him. All right, the Ford's going to ride on down through there. Gets her fired up. Dan Germano, the Royal Purple Camaro here on the right-hand side with the power plant between the frame rails. Glasser on the left-hand side. Glasser's auto body. Aaron gets into some tire shake. Germano goes A to B at a 425 at 165 miles per hour. The Hog Farmer comes out next. Dwayne Silence here on the right-hand side of the racetrack. Ferguson, the Viper, over on the left-hand side. Ferguson utilizing Wilkins horsepower. Silence with some Fulton power underneath the hood scoop. Ferguson, 391, 393 for Dwayne Silence. They will both move right into the elite field. Ron Biondo and Scotty Waskow, our next pair out. $420 for Beyond, for Waskow. Doug Robinson here on the right-hand side out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. And Dan Osborne, the Agitator Corvette, on the left-hand side with the Sonny's power plant. Sure if Osborne's machine's still under power or not. Robinson starts to back up from his burnout, but I don't think Osborne's machine is running. You got to fire it up and said, I'm just going to go on down through here and get things ironed out. So it looks like Doug Robinson will be on a solo pass. Looks like Andy Tibbs helping out on Robinson's machine. And now it looks like Robinson's having trouble. Dale Conson next up on the left side of the racetrack. Scott Duggins here on the right-hand side in the Corvette. See if these two can make it to the starting line. Crew chief Rodney Pryor setting the wheelie bars. .402 at 183 for Duggins. Constant having some issues there. Vince Vercade here on the right side of the racetrack. And Karsten Nyerges. Nyerges out of the Schween Motorsports camp. Right trailers on the door for Cade's machine. Carson 006 letting go, 435 to a 435. Jeff Telvaccio, the Camaro here on the right-hand side. Nick Maloney, left side of the racetrack. Everyone chasing the 482. Glenn Butcher laid down. Telvaccio right side, Maloney on the left. 432 to a 428. Brian Wise in the Chevy, 2 on the left side of the racetrack. John Myers, Myers Towing and Recovery Beretta here on the right-hand side. .452, 468 for Myers here on the right-hand side. Stacy Hall, the Corvette here on the right-hand side with the Fulton horsepower. Don Bean on the right-hand side of the racetrack, that good-looking S10 pickup truck. Stacy Hall, past world champion here in the PDRA. .417 for Stacy, 448 for the pickup truck. For Don Bean. Wayne Patton, left side of the racetrack. And Vonnie Mills, the show and tell machine here on the right-hand side. Patton in the Mustang. Vonnie Mills, a decorated top sportsman racer. Side by side they go. Mills, how about a 405 at 179, 453 for side of the racetrack.
Redline oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Redline oil, formulated to win.
Formulated to win.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Redline oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Unleash the power of performance with the Edelbrock Group. For over 85 years, our legendary brands have been trusted by automotive enthusiasts around the world. From street performance to racing, our innovative solutions, engineering, and testing deliver unmatched power, precision, and reliability. Proudly manufactured in our 7 facilities across the U.S., we stand by the quality of our craftsmanship. The Edelbrock Group, where passion meets performance.
This is what you save your lunch money for. Welcome to the High Limit Room.
Redline oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Redline oil, formulated to win.
Formulated to win.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven
by me.
Proven by me.
Redline oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
We drive performance. We drive passion. A background in drag racing. And a future in all forms of motorsports. Because success in one sport isn't enough. Pushing ourselves to be the best. Climbing every mountain. Topping every peak. Until you see Fuel Tech everywhere.
They're going to make the trip. 431 for Kip Kaufman. Brian Warner goes a 429.9. Gary Kent's here on the right-hand side out of Windham, Ohio. The T&K Performance Transmissions 07 GTO. Billy Albert Power Plant Scoop. Larry's Tent. And R&R Auto Body on board. Robbie Stewart behind the wheel of the Teets family GTO. R&S Equipment and Fleet. Teets Excavating on board that machine. $435 for Robbie Stewart, $443 for Gary Kent's. Tommy Brown here on the right-hand side, the Camaro for Brown Line Construction, and Robbie Crenshaw, left-hand side of the racetrack, the Abilene Express 89 Cutlass for buildrwc.com. Billy Albert Power Plant left side. $397 for Tommy Brown, $434 for Robbie Crenshaw. Ken Langlois next out on the left-hand side of the racetrack out of Milan, Michigan. The Lang Transmissions, 92 Cutlass. Napa, Mullins Auto Repair on board his machine. And Seth Garrison, not Trey. And the 06 Stratus for All Ray Tire Centers here on the right-hand side. Seth having some issues. Langlois, $450. Larice Motorsports Insurance. Top Dragster presented by Greenbrier Excavating and Paving and Derek Wolf Trucking. We need you for Q1, please. Larice Motorsports Insurance. Top Dragster. We need you to staging lanes 3 and 4 for Q1, please. Corey Evans, left side of the racetrack. Camaro out of Middletown, Virginia for Middleton Performance. Corey's Custom Fabrication and Keeler Motorsports. And Ron Whitlock, the GXP, here on the right-hand side of the racetrack. Corey Evans, 4:17.0. Whitlock with some issues. Only goes through at a 4:81. Corey Evans up to the number 7 qualifying position. Jeff Melnick next out on the left-hand side at a Hubbard, Ohio. The exotic Fab 02 Avenger for Greenbrier Excavating. And Brian Tiff here on the right-hand side at a Middleburg Heights, Ohio. Schween Motorsports Corvette. Tiff in the vet, switching over to Fulton horsepower this season. Keep your eyes on the scoreboard. 3:85.9 for Brian Tiff. Melnick, let's go 005 to be 4:18 at 173. Move Brian Tiff to number 2 on the qualifying sheet. With that pass, Jeff Melnick goes number 10. And now it's a 4:29 to get onto the elite side. Steve Furr out of Harrisburg, North Carolina. The Furlock Racing 68 Camaro for Hoosier VP Mosier and House of Pain. Speaking of House of Pain, the man himself on the left-hand side of the racetrack, Mark Payne out of Waynesboro, Virginia. The 06 Cavalier. LS platform, twin turbos on that machine for Holly, Mickey Thompson, FTI, Rogers Automotive, and Precision Turbo. $4.19 for Steve Furr, but look at Mark Payne, $4.09. That'll put Mark Payne number 8 on the qualifying sheet so far. Furr goes to number 13. Now Joe Robachek, your number 16 qualifying 26. Al Davidowski on the left-hand side in the Pontiac out of Columbus, New Jersey. And Tim Lawrence out of Princeton, West Virginia. You're on the right-hand side. The 2013 Camaro, they call the Phantom with the Albert horsepower underneath the hood scoop. Tim Lawrence with a 4, flat with a 1. 4:21 for Al Davidowski. So with that 4:21 pass, David Owski now sits number 16 on the qualifying sheet. Tim Lawrence, number 6. Scotty Wise, left side of the racetrack, the 63 split window out of Ashland, Virginia. And David Lambert here on the right-hand side out of Kannapolis, North Carolina, the 67 Camaro. Wise, 4 flat with a 442 for David Lambert. Jeremy Kreisman, he'll be on the right-hand side behind the wheel of the Chevrolet Camaro for CNC Chemical. Par Racing Engine, Sam and Dave's Auto Sales. And Ronnie Proctor on the left-hand side of the racetrack. The 09 Mustang for Proctor Enterprises, Albert Race Engines, Larice Motorsports Insurance, Chewy's Performance, Abruzzi Trans, and Hoosier Tire. Right now, Ron Biondo, your number 16 qualifier, a 420 with a 1. Glenn Butcher, number 1, the 482.5. Little wiggle out of Kreisman. He'll still go a 4.022 at 188, 425.5 for Ronnie Proctor. Kreisman moves into the number 9 qualified position. Proctor number 20. Mike Alexander Jr., the Grinch Corvette here on the right-hand side for Walking Tall Garage, and Alexander Backhoe and Stephen Evans out of Middleton, Virginia. The current situation, 69 Firebird for Corey's Custom Fab, Keeler Motorsports, MTP Land Management. Mike Alexander, 420 with an 8. 430 with a 3 for Steve Evans. That's Don Teague over in the Chevy 2, left side of the racetrack. And Francis Jarrell III, this beautiful 67 Mustang for FMJ and Son Construction here on the right-hand side. .446 for Francis, .466 for the Chevy 2. Johnny Brooks on the right-hand side. Little Blues 67-0 out of Tennessee for Wright Trailers. Mickey Thompson, Cox Race Engines, and Brooks Farms. Chad Morrison, the 57 Chevy on the left-hand side out of Statesville, North Carolina. .450 for Morrison, .456 for Brooks. David Wheaton here on the right-hand side out of King George, Virginia. This Felly Racing Camaro. Sean Morrison, left-hand side of the racetrack out of Apex, North Carolina. The 67 Chevy 2. Whedon, 453, 506 for Sean Morrison. Cletus Croft, left-hand side, the 78 Camaro out of Greenville, South Carolina. And not on file here on the right-hand side. Croft, 413 at 174, 501 here on the right-hand side for the Camaro. Do a quick track starting line sprucing up, and then we'll be underway with their Larice Motorsports Insurance top dragsters.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win.
Formulated to win.
Formulated to win. Proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by
Proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Unleash the power of performance with the Edelbrock Group. For over 85 years, our legendary brands have been trusted by automotive enthusiasts around the world. From street performance to racing, our innovative solutions, engineering, and deliver unmatched power, precision, and reliability. Proudly manufactured in our 7 facilities across the U.S., we stand by the quality of our craftsmanship. The Edelbrock Group, where passion meets performance.
Redline Oil, win, proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win.
to win.
Formulated to win. Proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven
by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
We drive performance. We drive passion. A background in drag racing. And a future in all forms of motorsports. Because success in one sport isn't enough. Pushing ourselves to be the best. Climbing every mountain. Topping every peak. Until you see Fuel Tech everywhere.
All right, moving over to our Luis Motorsports Insurance top dragster category, Q1. Nick Maloney on the left-hand side out of Brentwood, New Hampshire for TT Motorsports. Pit stop, auto and truck. Nesbitt Power Plant wedged in between the frame rails. Here on the right-hand side, Zach Papp. The Papp Auto Body 2010 American. And we got a leaker. Papp is leaking out here, so we will shut him off and push him out of the way. So they're going to push Zach Papp off. And Nick Maloney be on a single pass here. Multi-time pass world champion here in the PDRA. Nick Maloney, let's go 4. Gets to the other end, 4:29.6 at 160 miles per hour. All right, racetrack good to go. It's time for Ricky Molnar on the left-hand side out of Seville, Ohio, the Gym Attachments 2016 American. And Bobby Crane in his race tech out of Dunkirk, Maryland for Dockside Restaurants. 4:31 for Ricky Molnar. Crane has issues, goes through it in 8:43. John Platt Jr., left side out of Cocoa, Florida. The Atlanta Choir, right trailers machine. Patrick McMath on the right-hand side out of Chesapeake, Virginia, the WL Black and Associates. NGK Spark Plug, 660 Race Car Technology, Oakley Motorsports, and affordable transmission for McMath. To the top end they go. 4:09 for John Platt Jr., 4:49 for Patrick McMath. Kimberly Messer, left side. And Richard Tillman out of Henrico, Virginia on the right-hand side. The RT's Tires and Performance Super Slots LLC 2018 American chassis. Messer 439, 498 for Richard Tillman. Matt Parlett on the right-hand side of the racetrack out of Mechanicsville, Maryland. The Computech Miller Dragster, ATI Performance, Wilson Racing Engines. And Barry Brown out of Bluntville, Tennessee, the 22 M&M chassis. $438.9 for Barry Brown. $436 for Parlett. Ashley Coleman and Tim Williams, our next pair out. Williams here on the right-hand side out of Carson, Virginia, the 2019 Race Tech. For Williams Fab, Battery Barn, House of Paint, and AED Performance. Ashley Coleman, left side of the racetrack out of Harrisburg, North Carolina, the 22 M&M chassis for DC Fleet Services. Double step by Coleman. Still going to go to the number one spot with a 384.6 at 184 miles an hour. And Tim Williams, he'll go number 5 at a 435.1 at 163. Noah Kozlowski on the left-hand side. Pennsylvania-based Race Tech. And Bill Fordyce here on the right-hand side. Out of Harmony, North Carolina, the 04 Crestman chassis. YO Motorsports, Power Racing Engines, and Pro Charger on board his machine. Fordyce smacks the tire. No, how about a 399 at 176? Clayton Roberts next up on the left-hand side out of Benson, North Carolina. 22 Race Tech for Southern Tide Homes. Travis Leake on the right-hand side out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. The 07 undercover chassis for Watson Transport. There's a 438, 424 for Clayton Roberts. Joe Gary, Terry Long, our next pair out. Terry here on the right-hand side at Hopedale, Illinois. 05 Cameron chassis. Joe Gary on the left-hand side out of Bowling Springs, South Carolina. The McCarty's Auto Parts, 22 America for line-to-line coatings. In 389.7 for Terry Long, 435 for Joe Gary. So Terry Long will go to number 2 with that run. Joe Gary, number 9. Stacy Hall here on the right-hand side out of Chesney, South Carolina. The American Race Cars, 24. Kenny Young, left-hand side out of Petersburg, Virginia. The KMC Racing 2020 Race Tech for Cam's Racing Engines, House of Pain, Battery Barn, and AED Competition Fuel Systems. Top 10 they go, 434.6 for Brooke Hall, not Stacy. 440 for Kenny Young. Now it's Stacy Hall out of Chesney, South Carolina. And Tyler Rudolph on the left-hand side. Something going on with Stacy's hot rod. Blake Denton and Rodney Pryor over there trying to get it figured out. Tyler Rudolph on the left side for Derek Wolf Trucking, the 2010 American chassis for TSR Design. .437.2 to a 4:34. The world champ and the rookie up next. Ashley Franklin here on the right-hand side out of Fredericksburg, Virginia, the 2014 American chassis for Redline Oil. Franklin Electric, SmartCom Home Technologies, and Jeff Pierce Race Car Tuning. And Kyle Harris, your elite world champion last season here in the PDRA out of Beaufort, Ontario, Canada. The Altered Beast 32 Bantam Altered. DFS Projects, Harquip, Hartman Machine Works, 00 Permits, and TRI County Sandblasting. So Ashley won the Pro Junior Championship last year and jumped right into the big car. Kyle Harris, like I said, was your elite champion last season. So a pair of world champs line up here side by side in Q1. Kyle, wow, bouncing all over the place. 451 for Ashley Franklin. But Kyle Harris tested all day yesterday and made great looking A to B hits, but that was not pretty right there. Two elite players side by side right here. Brian Anderson on the left-hand side of the racetrack out of Carson, Virginia, the 2023 Race Tech. And Jody Stroud, the Zombie, here on the right-hand side, the 07 Spitzer chassis for Stroud & Son Crane Services and Prestige Worldwide. $369.1 for Jody Stroud. $387 for Brian Anderson. Stroud moves to the number 1 spot. Sammy Helms, left side at a low. The Money Pit 2010 Horton chassis for Midland Engineering Machine. Hoosier Tire, the paint shop, and Maxima Oil. Tom Sanders here on the right-hand side out of La Plata, Maryland. The B&B Athletics 06 S&H chassis. Sammy, 434. 478 for Tom Sanders. Art Cioffi, left side out of Campbell, Ohio. The 09 American chassis. And Casey Ingram here on the right-hand side. Casey from Farmington, Missouri. The Full Throttle Truck Center's 2020 Miller chassis for DC Fleet Services, Featherlight batteries, PSI superchargers, and Hoosier Racing tire. Last year, Casey was number one, won a 368.3 to earn the number one position. He'll need to go that again as Jody Stroud sits atop the list with a 369.1. Not going to happen for Casey as he strikes the tires. 437 for Art. Casey going to coast through it of 770. Had her wicked up just a little bit too much on that one. Tony Fagnilli on the left-hand side at Acropolis, Pennsylvania. The 2019 Mike Boss chassis, and Max Butcher here on the right-hand side at Dolestown, Ohio. A Bruzy Trans, American Race Cars, and Butcher and Son Demolition. $445 for Tony, $433 for Max. Chaz Silence next out on the left-hand side out of Jacksonville, North Carolina. The 21 Race Tech for Silence Service Center and Cameron's Torque Converter. Big Brown, Austin Brown here on the right-hand side, also of Jacksonville, North Carolina. The Red Room 2017 Race Tech. Tar Heel Home Builders, P&M Performance, Mincer Motorsports, and Hoosier Tire on board his machine. Chaz Silence, 429.9, 437.7 for Big Brown. Tom Reese out of Leroy, Ohio, here on the right-hand side, the T&K Automotive Services 99 undercover chassis for Francis Engineering Engines. And Lauren Freer on the left-hand side out of Mooresville, North Carolina for Wright Trailers, the 2019 Miller chassis, Mickey Thompson tires on board. Lauren having some issues. Tom Reese goes through to 434 at 159. Lindsey Coleman, Jimmy Albertson, our next pair out. Jimmy here on the right-hand side at Wallace, North Carolina. Jimmy's Garage 04 Race Tech. Bar Racing Engines, a house of paint on board that machine. Coleman left side. The Coleman Automotive 2017 American chassis for Platinum Coast Properties, Cousins Towing, and Donnie and Julie Wilson. Coleman has his issues on the left side. Albertson goes a 4:24.0. Next out on the left side at a Mountain City, Tennessee, the barbed wire 09 Crestman chassis. And Bruce Holland here on the right-hand side at Lexington, South Carolina, the 2017 Maddox chassis. Holland Automotive on board. Bill Burrow goes a 4:10 with a 5. Bruce Holland 4:38.7. Abdul in the Pro Wire machine, left side of the racetrack, and Chad Trailer here on the right-hand side at a Providence Forge, Virginia, the 22 Maddox chassis for VP Race Fuels, Bar Racing Engines, House of Paint, and FTI. $444 for Chad Trailer, $458 for Abdul. Kellen Farmer, Team Race Tech, there on the left-hand side of the racetrack at a Graham, North Carolina, and Marty Jones here on the right side at a Toms River, New Jersey. The 07 Spitzer chassis for Megadine Group, Extreme Racing Performance, and Ken Moses Race Transmissions. Issues for Marty Jones, none for Kellen Farmer. He goes through at a 381.6. At 191, move Kellen Farmer to number 2 on the qualifying sheet. Brooks McMath, left side of the racetrack out of Chesapeake, Virginia. NGK spark plug, 660 race car technology, and affordable transmissions on board his machine. To the right lane, going to be on a single, not on file. I believe Lexi behind the wheel. And now the right lane. Loses fire. Matthew Buck out next on the left-hand side at a West Palm Beach, Florida. The Mickey Thompson 2025 Miller chassis from Azir Enterprises. FTI transmission, chassis engineering, and Brand X Marine. Danielle Gonzalez here on the right-hand side at a Wallingford, Connecticut. Scotty Wheels 2023 American chassis. Four flat for Danielle Gonzalez at 187, 420 with a 0 for Matthew Buck. Move Danielle to number 7 on the qualifying sheet. Justin Kirk out of Kermit, West Virginia, the 25 American chassis on the left side. And Gabe Miles here on the right side at a Ridgeway, South Carolina, the Hemp Doctor. 2017 Max Sherrill chassis for Spud Inc. Gabe Miles, 428 with a 2, 440 for Justin Kirk. Lucas Salemi, left side of the racetrack at Clarence Center, New York. And Dave Petrovsky, Pennsylvania-based. Glick Fire Equipment 2021 Precision Chassis for Racecrafters Machine. 4:30 with an 8 for Lucas. 4:24.2 for Dave Petrolsky. Cameron Manuel here on the right-hand side at Louisville, North Carolina, the 2018 Elite chassis for Bruzy Trans. Alan Glatt, the Gladiator, left side of the racetrack. .442 for Glatt, 4:33 for Cameron Emanuel. Mike Sullivan here on the right side out of Peabody, Massachusetts, 2013 undercover for Featherlight Batteries. And Troy Williams on the left-hand side out of Warrington, Virginia. The carbon copy 2015 Miller chassis for Nesbitt Performance, House of Pain, Hoosier, Weaver's Racing Transmission, and Killer Ron's Fuel Systems. Troy goes a 4:36, 38.7 for Mike Sullivan. J.B. Donati on the left-hand side out of Henrico, Virginia, the 2012 Race Tech, and Will Kreisman here on the right-hand side. CNC Chemical, Par Racing Engines, and Sam and Dave's Auto Sales. To the top end, 4:22.6 for JB, 4:41 for Will. Nick Rivas next out on the left side of the racetrack at Hall River, North Carolina. The Hall River Flooring 2013 Race Tech for Miller Time Racing, Hoosier Racing Tires, and Computech. And Fast Freddie Perkins here on the right-hand side, the Connecticut-based 2016 Maddox chassis for Tommy Tape, Maxima Oil, and Mickey Thompson Tires. Perkins out and gone, 387.2 at 189. Nick Rivas, 435.7 at 159. Move fast to the number 4 qualified position. Past PDRA World Champion Dickie Smith on the left-hand side of the racetrack out of Waldorf, Maryland. The Dream Catcher 2018 Race Tech from Azir Products, Paragon Driver Cooling Systems, Hoosier Racing Tire, Computech, and Corbin's RV. And Greg Slack here on the right-hand side at Albemarle, North Carolina. The Critical Thinking 03 Race Tech from Motion Raceworks. Mickey Thompson, Holly, Wilkins Race Engines. .4041 for Dick 26. With that pass, Dickie Smith goes to number 9 on the elite side. Josh Duggins, left side of the racetrack out of Inman, South Carolina. The Maddox chassis for Parr Racing Engines and Hoosier Tire. And Macy Underwood here on the right-hand side out of Quinton, Virginia. Josh Duggins rattles the tires. Macy Underwood goes through to 5.012. Putman on the left side of the racetrack, the Parr-powered Maddox chassis brings South Carolina and Gray Kimball. Mr. Racing Junk himself out of Concord, North Carolina, Tony Wilson Hauling. Premier Concrete, Butler Built Performance, and Wilkins Race Engine. Dawson, let's go perfect. 8 reaction time for Gray. 4:24.8 to a 4:36.2. Russ Whitlock on the left-hand side out of Knoxville, North Carolina, the 08 Race Tech for Sunrise Tire and Hoosier Tire. And Missy Goodman here on the right-hand side out of Kannapolis, North Carolina for Wayne's Auto Salvage. Well, there's Wilkins Race Engines between the frame rails. Parr Power Plant over on the other side for Russ Whitlock. 389.3 for Russ Whitlock. 422.9 for Missy Goodman. Russ Whitlock will go to the number 6 qualified position. And our next pair, Steve Furr and Vaughn Caulfield. Vaughn here on the right-hand side out of Lake Placid, Florida. The 2019 Maddox chassis, Par Power Plant, FTI transmissions. Steve Furr, left side. Another one of those Par Power Plants between the frame rails of his 2013 American chassis. Hoosier Tire, VP Race Fuels, APD, Mosier Engineering, and House of Pain. On board Furr's machine. Multi-time world champion there on the left side. $384.8 for Steve Furr, $392.8 for Vaughn Caulfield. So Steve Furr will move into the number 4 qualified position. Vaughn, number 9. 64 machines have taken time so far, over 80 on the property. Our next pair, father and daughter, Larry Roberts, left side, Shannon Roberts on the right-hand side. Roberts Equipment and Repair. Larry Roberts, 380.40. Shannon, 422.0. So move Larry up to the number 3 qualified position. Tim Harper, left side of the racetrack. Penn-Laird, Virginia. The 07 race tech for Kenny's Auto Mart. And Alan O'Brien here on the right-hand side, the West Virginia-based Greenbrier Excavating 2023 race tech. Barry Allen Race Engines, PTP Tuning, Mickey Thompson, and Weaver's Automotive. $386.6 for Alan O'Brien, $435 for Tim Harper. O'Brien will move to number 6. Michael White, next out, left side of the racetrack out of Arden, North Carolina, the CNC Chemical Par Racing Engines, Sam and Dave's Auto Sales machine. And TJ Harper on the right-hand side out of Harrisonburg, Virginia, the 2018 race tech out of Kenny's Auto Mart. 384.4 for White left side. Harper goes through at a 443.3. Michael White moves to number 4. Mallory Logan left side out of North Chesterfield, Virginia. And Ava Maloney here on the right-hand side out of Brentwood, New Hampshire for TT Motorsports. Ava, let's go 5. Goes through at a 470, 448 for Mallory Logan. Paul Vasco here on the right-hand side, the diesel-powered dragster having some issues, it sounds like, in the water box. He's going to shut that machine off. Ryan Main on the left-hand side. His Pro Charge machine. .007 and a 402 with a 3. Final car to take time here in Q1 for Larice Motorsports Insurance top dragster. Former world champion Tisha Wilson out of Salisbury, North Carolina, the 2025 race tech for Greenbrier Excavating and Paving, Wilkins Race Engines, and Hickory Enclosed Trailer Sales. In the pit area, Schweitzer Dynamics Pro Nitrous cars. Schweitzer Dynamics Pro Nitrous cars, we need you to the staging lanes for Q1 for pairings, please. Schweitzer Dynamics Pro Nitrous cars, we need you to the staging lanes for Q1, please. So a last-minute adjustment there on Wilson's machine. Tisha goes through at a 4:32.9, 161. Schweitzer Dynamics Pro Nitrous cars, we need you to the rear staging for pairings for Q1, please. Schweitzer Dynamics Pro Nitrous cars, we need you to the staging lanes at this time for Q1. WS Construction Pro Boost, you need to get them on the ground, buttoned up and ready to go. You're on standby. Pro Boost, you're on standby. Please keep in mind our sponsor, Redline Oil, as one of their plants in Selmer, Tennessee. Selmer, unfortunately, last night got hit by 4 separate tornadoes. All the employees are accounted for, but many lost their homes, and that town is in shambles. So please keep those folks from Redline Oil in your thoughts and prayers.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win.
Formulated to win.
Formulated to win. Proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.